Hi, I'm Shaggy. I am Philaletea, which means that I'm a lover of truth. I haven't talked about this in a while. That does mean that I'm a higher abstraction of the religious totem pole of the ancient world. You've never heard of a Philaletea because it's a higher abstraction than philosopher, and philosopher is the last remaining vestige of the pagan super hierarchy. Philaletea sits atop the philosopher in the pagan super hierarchy. So, of all religious structure, be it the pagan or the Christian, Philaletea is the highest. The Philaletea wrote the Gospels. And so, your job is to ask questions. If you're not going to tip me, the way this works is dialectic. You ask questions, I ask questions to get the answers that you have so I can tell you where you're wrong. You're going to hate that, but that's how philosophy and that's how Philaletea work. That's how religion works. That's how shamanism works. That's just how it goes. Whenever you go to your priest and you talk to your priest, he's mind-fucking you to see where you're wrong because it's his job to set you right. Well, it's my job. Yeah, sure, self-appointed maybe, but that's what a calling from God is a highest self-appointment. It's the highest self-appointment to which you can reach. From this position, now that we're here, it's hard to talk about this in under a minute. What I want to introduce to you is the idea that you have a T word missing from your lexicon that would be very helpful to you in articulating the things that are difficult for you, the things with which you struggle, the things about which you care, the things about which you suffer, over which you suffer, the things that bind you to the wheel of death and rebirth, to the cycle of ego death and ego rebirth. The word you're missing is terror. And believe me, I get it. You got so bored of hearing that word terror that you, thinking like a good poet, like you were educated to think, reached for a synonym. Well, there's a very good synonym, especially in the pop psychological literature, that generates a lot of attention. And now see, I'm not an attention whore. I don't like the attention that this channel generates. I don't like the attention that this gets me. That's why when I get negative attention, I lash out. The word is trauma. But terror and trauma, while very similar, are not the same. In fact, they're much more like a Vesica Piscis, which is called a Venn diagram. They're much more like a Venn diagram. They're much more like two overlapping circles that have a lot of common area between, but they aren't the same. See, trauma is damage. Trauma is its own kind of suffering, but terror is a recurring suffering that you can avoid. And see, it's relevant that I open this with Philaletea, because the mystic is the cure of the terror of history.